pops up at the beginning of the video because Twitch doesn't like weird editing. I'll just say this instead. But hello everyone, Mr. Happy here, and in this video we're going to be going over some of the posted changes coming to the Feast in 4.2. This is probably the third or fourth time you've heard me talking about this, but we got new details from Caposhipi over on the official forums. They are one of the community reps, and they posted some information about the new map, the Crystal Tower Training Ground, some new UI elements, some of which I definitely support. And I just wanted to do a quick checkout with them. Sorry if the video started weird, because it's on Twitch and it edits weird, and there's construction going on outside. Good day for recording. But anyway, first thing we're going to check out is the new map. Now, you heard me mention how the Crystal Tower Training Ground, how I wasn't sure functionally how it would be in terms of competitive nature. Well, we got some interesting information about the Crystal Tower Training Ground. So not only is it the new map, it's going to be the only map for both solo and team ranked matches. And it's going to gradually, well, every match, the layout of the walls is going to be different. It's going to have 4 different wall patterns in order to facilitate some slight variations on strategy, which you can see a couple of pictures of if they would load. It's going to blow them up, but, you know, hey, there we go. That kind of worked, except that I clicked it twice. So let's go back. We're off to, I don't know why it's loading so slow. Let's try one more time. I'm just not going to press anything because I clicked it again and then it went full screen. And I don't want that. There you go. So that's one of the wall patterns. And let's just go immediately to the next wall pattern, which apparently is also going to take. I'm going to blame the construction outside for why it's taking so long. Maybe it's just their website. I don't know. And then there's a different wall pattern. So that means that the other maps won't be on rotation. The other 2 OG maps, which I was liking the fact that we're getting some map variety here. Now, I'm assuming the reason is this is the most fair and balanced map. I mean, it's a circle. It has to be, right? So I guess that's probably the reason, if I had to assume anything. Based on the new rule set, it's probably the most, quote, fair map that they have. That being said, it does kind of suck. I'd imagine they're reworking the old maps, and they'll put them in rotation, so that way they kind of function like this one. But I hope that they're not planning on permanently retiring the old maps, because that's a waste of time and resources and having those things in the game. So, you know, hopefully they come up with a solution for that. Now, for some new UI elements, they're also going to be adding a job icon display next to the player's name, which is awesome because if you say target the black mage, it should be a little bit easier to tell and tell for your opponent as well. Metal icons have also been adjusted. Now, I'd imagine that this isn't the entirety of the way it works. Maybe this is, I'd imagine that this is 100+ for this one. But for those who don't know, they're changing it so that there's a new light metal debuff. So they reworked the way that the metals are actually going to display. So this is 1 to 25, this is 26 to 50, this is 51 to 75, this is 76 to 100, and this means you currently cannot pick up any more metals. So for those who don't know, they made it so that each different role has a limit on how many metals they can hold. They even give an example here. The tanks can carry up to 200 metals, whereas I believe the healers can only carry up to 125 metals. And if you have less metals than what you had when you started the match, let's say you start with 100 and you have 90, you're going to be taking less damage as well. So it's in order to kind of discourage killing the same person over and over again. To be honest, killing the healer still makes it easier to kill everyone else at times, so we'll see how much that really adjusts, but I'd imagine it is going to make quite the considerable difference, because if it doesn't make enough of a difference, it'll just make it even more potent when it comes to how much damage reduction you actually get from that. So they also added, this is probably my favorite thing they did, although this picture can be blown up. New debuff icons. This is the best thing that they did in this patch, or that they're going to do in 4.2. There's different, very super visible animations when somebody is crowd controlled currently, and then a different animation for each of the crowd control effects. No more wondering if someone's stunned, no more trying to just look at or a focus target or, you know, whoever you're targeting themselves to see if there's actually a stun, or it should make actual communications a little bit smoother, especially considering you can't talk. With the fact that we can't talk, I kind of need stuff like that. You know, going for a stun. Do I know the stun is there? Now, I absolutely do. So thank goodness that they're actually doing this. I care about this more than almost any of the other changes. Now, more specifically, there's no mention on if those debuffs are in all of PvP. I hope they are. As much as it would look kind of silly in Rival Wings when you walk into a room and holy 6 people and they all have this icon next to them. Still, clarity is not just something you need for the feast. It's something that all of PvP benefits from. So I hope to see that even slight variations on those make it into the full PvP modes. Hey, distraction. But anyway, just wanted to do a quick video on that. This post is a few days old, but I definitely wanted to take a look at that because I thought that those were some very interesting changes, especially the Crystal Tower Training Ground changes. But hopefully those other maps get back into rotation at some point, if they are being reworked, who knows. But on that note, though, I'm going to wrap things up. Thank you for watching this video. I actually have a weekly Q&A to do now over on my Twitch stream as well before I get into some Ultimate Prog. Yeah, let's do Golden Bahamut today. But I will see all you fine ladies and gentlemen on the YouTube side of things in the next video, so see you then. Until then, take care. I know, Solin. It was an example. You stunned a bunch of people.